So I got you people. So there's a fight going on in YouTube against apes against apes. And these are people that call themselves apes. They're in the stock market. The particular stock is AMC. There's another stock out there, GameStop. But the AMC is the most talked about one, and it get the most algorithm because the people in this so-called investment, but they call it a play, right? They don't call it an investment, they call it a play. So since they got robbed, so they say, they're alleging that they got robbed by companies and the CEO of the stock they're into, right? So it's this particular person called Al from Boston that I don't know if he's a lawyer or a self-made lawyer writing a document with no ending, right? He just keeps on putting up companies and explaining, well, I don't know the purpose of the document. All I know that another person within their own community, another ape called the Common Sense Investor, was proofreading Oz from Boston document, and looks like the Common Sense Investor didn't understand a code, a codified rule that is used to describe what the problem is or what they did wrong in this write-up. So now Al from Boston reacted to him and said that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And the Common Sense Investor came back and said, no, that you don't know what you're talking about. You made a mistake. That he's incompetent. But being that I want to hear both sides and I want to keep the momentum going on who's right and who's wrong, I call both of them incompetent, right? Because they're making up these documents and they don't have no evidence, exhibit to prove that what they said in this document, they can prove and show that there was something wrong and they could prove it and they could get a win for retail investors. Not all retail investors, only people that are into AMC that supposedly lost money because of the companies and the CEOs, board of directors, the insiders, a whole bunch of people involved that they claiming that did them wrong. So they want to seek out revenge and punitive damages, right? They want to get compensated for the money they lost because it wasn't a fair game, that they was cheated out. So it looks like Al from Boston didn't agree with the Common Sense Investor, and he called him a bitch. Now, I don't know, is this appropriate, calling somebody a female dog? And he called him not only that, he called him that he was a jailhouse lawyer. And the Common Sense Investor didn't like that at all. Nope, he didn't like that at all, people. So Common Sense Investor lashed out and told him that he better watch out what he's saying because he doesn't know him. That the Common Sense Investor that you know, he served in Angola prison, the most brutal prison in the state of Louisiana, right? Those inmates been through a lot. They've been brutalized by the correction officers, and these people had riots between inmates and inmates. And it looks like the Common Sense Investor comes from this group of people, right, from the Angola prison, the penitentiary, and that's where he studied his law in the prison law library. So Common Sense Investor is confident that he has more knowledge than anybody out there saying that they know law. So I don't know, people. You think it's a good idea to follow a convict that study law and then go to prison, penitentiary? Or will you follow a self-claimed lawyer, Al from Boston? Now, these two are at each other's throat because they don't agree in each other's opinions. Now, I say opinion because I don't know, neither of them got facts. I know people understand what Al from Boston is trying to do, what he's claiming, but they're claiming the same thing, right? Al from Boston is claiming that these companies took advantage. He claims that they want out of the rules, supposedly bend the rules, and they're wrong, and he's going to prove that. Thing is that none of them, not even the common sense investor Al from Boston, has any document to show what are these proofs. I mean, can they show us a document how they're going to fight this lawsuit case that they got on these like 14 companies, right? They haven't shown a proof to any retail how they're going to win this case. Like a document showing that these people did wrong. Now, the common sense investor says that he's a argument writer. I don't know what he means by he writes argument papers. He's good in write-ups and argument. He's good in arguing the case. So, as he could argue the case, he should have also a way to close the case with proof. Now, that's another thing that the common sense investor hasn't shown any proof of how he could win this case. He just claims that he's a great debater, and when it comes to law, nobody is above him. That nobody can come close to him when it comes to law and debating. So, well, I'm going to say something because the common sense investor watches videos. I mean, not videos, movies. And I seen this movie, right? Denzel Washington, when he said, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And that is right. That is not a fiction. That is a fact. That it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You could know all the wrongdoings that a company did. If you cannot prove the facts that was committed, the wrongdoing, your case, doesn't matter what argument you got, what you wrote, what are the problems that you discovered. If you can't prove that it was wrong, you're going to lose your case because it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So right now, I'm from Boston and the common sense investors are in war with each other. So what's going to take for these apes to stop fighting?
See that right there, that Al just put out 22 minutes ago, trying to refute what I just told him concerning fact-checking his work, all right? And he's going to put out a video and he calls me a prison bitch. First off, motherfucker, you call me a prison bitch to my face and I'd stab you to death, you understand? I'd